Wants to try and do exactly as Stewie did. The smoke's thrown out close. He finds the head. Some precision. He's looking for more. Takes another. ELiGE is doing all the work they needed on it. He's finishing it off. Get away. Takes the fight. Wow, another from ELiGE. 4 in the round. Spectacular. But he's going to be pressured. Nailed. Shot up. Then defusing. Here it is. ELiGE finds the 4 for Liquid. 1 versus 3.
And that's already what ELiGE is going to town. Oh my god, he's just crushed everyone on the entire team. It's so long as day 7 and they still don't know that he's one of them. They're going to light up. Oh my god, it comes through beautifully. Triple for him. And he's going to close it out. A wonderful ace here from ELiGE, saving them in a 2-on-5. I can't believe it.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at ELiGE today on Nuke against Navi. ELiGE has been basically the best North American player for probably 4 years, more or less. Like, he's maybe had some people challenge him at that point for a little bit, but he's the only guy to make the HLTV rankings more than once. And he was at his highest point in 2019. He was ranked the 4th best player in the world by HLTV, which is also the highest ranking that any North American player has ever gotten. Fun fact too, his name is actually Spanish for select, whom was his favorite StarCraft 2 player. I think it's pretty well known ELiGE was a big StarCraft 2 player before he got into CS, and I'm pretty sure he ranked Masters League in StarCraft as well. Like, he was a really good StarCraft player as well. I'd say he picked the right game though, because StarCraft is hella dead right now. If you notice that round, they actually force bought second round Nuke, and I think Nuke is actually one of the better maps to do that on. Just because of the angles that you can pick with your pistols, you can really get the most out of your gun, even if you don't have a long range gun. Compared to like Dust 2, it's hard to win a save round on Dust 2 because you can't pick the terms of the engagement, I guess. On Nuke, there's a lot of different things you can do as a CT to get a good engagement. Obviously, it helps that it's a CT-sided map compared to Dust 2, but it just gives you a real chance at winning force buys or eco rounds against full buys from the terrorist. All right, first buy for ELiGE here. You can see he's living up the AUG life. Gonna peek out a secret with the AUG. He gets mollied off and he throws that, which I thought was pretty interesting. He's gonna get a great pop flash from his teammate here. You can see it flying in, and then he's gonna swing pretty wide to see Silo and on top of Mini. And he's using that molly to obscure the view from red box, I think. I think that's why he threw it. I don't think he threw it to stop a rush. And if he would have thrown a smoke, then he wouldn't be able to peek outside with the pop flash. So I think he just threw that molly to kind of obscure the view towards red box to give him a free wide swing angle to look outside. I always found with Nuke, the rotations and how to rotate as a CT between bomb sites was almost complicated. Like, you can really throw your life away really easily by rotating incorrectly or timing it wrong or getting your comms mixed up. Like, ELiGE knew there was action upstairs on the upper bomb site. If he would have rotated early, like up the ladder or something, he probably would have died. Like, it's very difficult, and the other rotation paths are both very long. Like, he could pop up secret or whatever, but that doesn't really give him much of an angle on the inside bomb site. So I've always found it complicated on Nuke to figure out the best ways to rotate. So ELiGE and friends have decided to force buy again, and ELiGE almost gets too greedy here, looking for multi-kills with the deagle. It ends up working out for him. He gets the 2 kills. And you can see, like, Team Liquid decided to force. Oh, he gets the 3rd too. They decided to force because they need to start getting these rounds on the board. If you're going to give up 5-6 rounds on defender side, that's a problem. Like, you want to stop Navi ideally at 4 or 5. And a 10-5 on CT side Nuke is probably pretty standard. So they force up, decided to take the chance, and this time it worked out for them. ELiGE was probably the most impacted player by s1mple joining the team back in 2016. Wow, that sounds weird to say that it was 5 years ago when he joined. Anyways, ELiGE was the star player on that team, and having s1mple come in kind of just messed with the team chemistry, and really having s1mple on your team at that time was kind of like playing Russian roulette. You were just hoping that the bullet in the chamber wouldn't go off on your own team and make your whole team implode. He had been a problem for previous teams. He was benched on Flipside, and then when he came into Team Liquid, it was spicy for a while. There was a lot of memes came out of 2016 from S1mple playing with Liquid and S1mple playing in FPL in North America, that's for sure. So I'm sure ELiGE having to step down from the star role, letting S1mple take the lead on the team, I'm sure that really was a challenge for him to deal with. Like, that was a long time ago now. He's grown from that, and both the teams have grown from that as well. Liquid, they lost S1mple, but really they've had the better results over the last 3 years, I would say, especially 2018. They were the #1 team for quite a while. They won, what was it, 6 tournaments in a row. They had a very high. They've fallen down now, but losing S1mple was not the end of the world to them, and they were able to make a system that works even without him. A big reason for that is because ELiGE was able to step up, take that star role, and really lead the team. It also helped that they had 4 other players that were all star players as well. So it was just a really well-built team that had guys that could pop off. Any one of them could pop off on any match, and they'd be able to carry the team to a win. Well, I mentioned earlier how terrible it is rotating on Nuke, and here's a good example. ELiGE going up the ladder, it just sucks. Like, when you lose the upper bomb site and you feel like you have to take that quick rotate going up ladder. Just going up that ladder is it's just the last thing you want to do. I don't know what Navi was smoking with that. There's a humongous gap in it, and there's a decoy on it, so I don't know what the f they were thinking there. Anyways, they do an upper side. It's a full buy here, and ELiGE rotates in. They get left in a 2v2. You can see ELiGE has a flash left, and Naf is almost full nades, but Naf has the op, and I gotta say, this is probably the worst bomb site to take over with an op. Ideally, you would be able to change it out for another gun, but you know, Nuke it's very hard to change out the guns. Like, most of the guns are left in the bomb site, and that's where the bomb is, obviously. So it's kind of hard to get to another gun in this situation. It's not like other maps. Sometimes, you know, on Dust 2 or something, there might be a gun left at mid from a fight or something like that. But Nuke is kind of a map where all the fights are, well, the fights for upper anyways, are going to be contained in the bomb site, right? So very difficult for Naf to change out his gun here. And you can see as I kind of let this play out that Naf was never even really able to get engaged in this retake at all. He was kind of useless. Alright, let's look at some real 3D chess here from ELiGE and from Navi. You're going to see ELiGE looks up and he sees the smokes coming in. So he throws his molly to try and get a smoke to pop early, but none of the smokes are even close to his molly. They threw a completely different set of smokes here than they've been doing all game. They threw like a diagonal pattern that required 3 smokes. And all game they've been doing this 2 smoke strategy where ELiGE, you know, his molly would have been in a good spot. One of the smokes would have popped early, giving him a little gap. He managed to work himself into secret here, and they have no idea. And I love this secret flank. A super tough angle for Boomich to deal with there as well. So pretty much took control of the round by going through that smoke wall that Navi had. They actually had a guy upper when he pushed that smoke wall. He was out by red box. But I don't know what he was looking at. He wasn't covering his teammates' backs, though. So their round pretty much gets fucked just because ELiGE was able to make that big flank. Unfortunately, his team kind of gets wiped out from the rest of Navi. And he's stuck doing, again, the world's worst rotate up this ladder. You can see he's trying to get one of his teammates to get a little bit of intel before he pops up there, just so he knows where they are. And as soon as he peeks out, unfortunately, he gets his head taken off. And that'll be the round. I just want to show this little clip here. This is the 3rd time that ELiGE has pushed outside, and Electronic is not even looking at him. So I don't know what he was thinking there. You got to clear that corner, or at least wait for your teammate on silo to be able to trade off from you, but Electronic just gives his life away for nothing. This round has a really nice sequence from ELiGE, and he's really known as a guy that you don't really want to take aim battles with, like a long range spray down or tap down type battle with him. He's very difficult to deal with in like an aim map or a heads up type fight. And he shows it there outside. He's going to show it a couple more times this round here too. Hiding in the lower bomb site, it was a 4v2 and they couldn't take the time to clear the bomb site. I don't know. That was Navi dropping the ball here, and now they have to deal with ELiGE down here who's just clicking heads. He manages to get off the reload, but Boomich sneaks around the corner and gets him with the crab walk, but ELiGE almost wins the 1v4. Really liked this from ELiGE too. He's going to peek out the window and s1mple sees him and misses, luckily. And then he blocks s1mple out using the box there. So he peeks to the right side of the box outside to isolate that fight with Boomich. Like, yeah, s1mple could have strafed the other way and maybe peeked on the other side of the box, but they're doing a secret hit. They're going to need to move down together. And s1mple's not really going to want to go backwards, right? The strat is to go forwards down the stairs. So ELiGE moving that box just to isolate the 1v1 fight and getting s1mple's op out of the equation was just a good example of, you know, small maneuvering around the map to get the gunfight that you want. All right, pistol round, second half. You can see it is not going well for Team Liquid here. They're down 10-5, and I don't know if I agree with this buy with the 5 Glocks and a shitload of nades on T side. You're going to see they're going to go outside and take a straight up fight with no smokes. I don't know who the mastermind that drew up this fucking dog shit strat, but they should throw it in the trash bin where it belongs, to be honest. If you're going to go outside, at least get a guy that has a P250. Like, I'm sure you can cut a nade or something here or there, or maybe a guy goes without armor and grabs a P250. Who's going to be taking these long-range fights outside exactly with 5 Glocks and you're against USPs? The strat, in my opinion, just doesn't make sense, and it's no surprise that they lost the round. Alright, a much better buy here for them to take outside. ELiGE eats a nade on the way in, but they've got their smoke wall up, and if you look at the minimap, they've got 3 outside. Honestly, looking at the minimap on Nuke is a challenge, but he eats a shitload of spray damage trying to get into secret here, and it really takes him out of the round. He's kind of relegated to maybe being a lurk or something. He can't really initiate a bomb site now with 2 HP. And something that you do not see very often in CSGO is a 4v5 save, and 2 of the T's actually save in CT spawn, and 2 of the T's save towards T spawn, and all 5 of Navi stay alive. So Navi wins their bonus round where they have shit guns, which really helps their economy, obviously, but at least they weren't able to get their hands on like a full AK set. Maybe that's why Team Liquid decided to save. They just felt they weren't in a position and to win the round, and they didn't want to give those guns over to Navi. You're going to see ELiGE set up a pretty nice pop flash here, and he's the furthest back, so he's the last guy going through this choke point here, and he gets mollied off. And you can see him kind of adapt. He's like, all right, I'm mollied off. I can't go in through ramp, so let's adjust kind of mid-round and just turn into like this lurk round. We'll watch our back, and he could decide if he wants to make a move on the inner bomb site, maybe go down vents, or he can make a move on the ramp and catch guys rotating to lower through the ramp. So he planned on going towards ramp with his team, but just because he got mollied off, he decided, all right, I'm going to turn into a lurk this round real quick, and then I'll meet my teammates on the bomb site. We'll take the bomb site and go from there. Check out how quick ELiGE is to adjust his aim here. He's going to peek into the bomb site expecting someone to be on the floor. They're not, and he sees them up top. He quick peeks around the corner just to hide real quick, and then he comes out super fast, absolutely firing, and he puts like 4 bullets dead on target with where that guy's head was. Like, look how fast this is. It's in slow-mo. I'm going to run this again at full speed, actually, so you can see. And he puts the 4 bullets exactly where that guy's head was. Okay, let's look at full speed here. Like, that's fast, man. And actually, Perfecto did a really good job adjusting there. Perfecto was the guy he was shooting at. Dropped down from rafters and got that kill. Liquid's going to do a full 5-man secret hit. They got their smokes up, but you can see Navi have that guy in garage, so he should be able to hear them. They're running the whole way. It's 5 guys running down secret. You would think Navi would be able to get a decent defense set up in secret. Boomich gets scared and just runs away, kind of gives up that little sliver of map control that he had. Yeah, I get that he was probably going to get overwhelmed or whatever, but they only had an ump in the bomb site and then s1mple kind of watching peripherally from ramp. But with that guy in garage, I really felt like they should have been able to get a pretty decent setup on the lower bomb site before Team Liquid were able to hit it. Alright, check out this outside take. They throw the smokes to make it look like they're going secret. Then Twist goes mini, and that baits in electronic hard right into ELiGE's crosshair. And I liked the smokes. Like, the smokes for secret are like doing double duty. They're protecting you from a guy that pushes from secret maybe, and it's also making it look like you're going secret. So just because they're pushing in front of it doesn't mean that they're not using those smokes at all. Alright, here's the type of play that I can just watch all day here. Watch ELiGE. He's gonna shoot the op that s1mple was using over to his teammate. They know that Navi is saving, so they're trying to protect that op. They're gonna throw it over the fence and get rid of it. Now they know that they're dealing with just some pistols. S1mple was the only one that saved his gun from the last round. So getting rid of him, you know, now you're dealing with 4 pistols. Unfortunately, those pistols also killed some terrorists this round. So they managed to find some AKs, which makes their retake a lot more possible. Boomage actually picks up a shitload of nades too. ELiGE is going to get some action here. He's going to get some kills. The problem is he doesn't know where that bomb is planted. And for, I think the pro teams, they should have a lock on how that bomb is planted and exactly where it is. He's got a 2v4 here, but neither of them have armor. He gets mollied off. He goes down there. He thinks he's going to be able to see the bomb, but he can't. And I feel like if he knew exactly where that bomb was, or I don't know. I just feel like there might have been a better way to play that. Maybe they could have planted in a better position, but it was a 4v2, so it's hard to get a good position on the bomb site to get a plant with on a 4v2. So I guess it just didn't work out, but I'm just trying to think. I'm racking my head to see if there's a better way to play that out. Well, I finally covered a rifler. The last 3 guys I did were all oppers, so that was nice, but what wasn't nice was trying to deal with Nuke on this map. My lord, anything on the minimap is just a nightmare to read, so maybe I'll stick away from Nuke because I like to bring up just kind of the default spread or what they do on the minimap and how they set up for their takes, and it's just almost impossible to get a read on and explain on Nuke. So anyways, that was fun. I hope you guys liked the demo review. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down. If you're really generous, check out my Patreon, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.